Have you been looking for the perfect, crispy, chewy, crunchy, amazing cookie filled with a little bit of everything? Say hello to Cowboy Cookies. These are like oatmeal cookies with a little bit of coconut, pecans, chocolate, the works. They're amazing. Hey, you're watching Preppy Kitchen, where I, John Cannell, teach you how to make delicious homemade dishes to share with your family and friends. These Cowboy Cookies are gonna be riding into the sunset before you know it. So let's get started. First off, let's deal with these dry ingredients. 1 cup or 120 grams of all-purpose flour into a large bowl, and I'm using a sifter, but you don't have to. It's just something that brings me joy. Okay, set that aside. And now, half a teaspoon of baking soda, in you go, and half a teaspoon of regular old salt. Sift it up. Scale is done, and we're just gonna give it a quick whisk before we set it aside. All right. Now it's time to deal with that butter, so get a big bowl out or your stand mixer. To the bowl of my stand mixer, fitted with a paddle attachment, I'm adding half a cup or 113 grams of unsalted butter. If you only have salted butter, that's totally fine. Just drastically reduce the salt you're adding to this recipe. Cream it up really quickly just to get it started. Now I'm adding in 1/3 of a cup of granulated sugar. I like to mix it up until it gets nice and light and fluffy, and then add the brown sugar. I find that if you just add brown sugar in right away, it kind of becomes like a delicious mass. So cream it up with the regular butter first, get some air worked into there, and now add in 2/3 of a cup of packed light brown sugar. If you see any specks in there, it's because I added my vanilla bean to that white sugar, so it has some vanilla in there. Mix it up, let it get nice and creamy. Okay, right now we're going to scrape the bowl down. I do not like that unmixed nonsense at the bottom. Now I'm gonna add in 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, 10 ml, and then turn the mixer on, plop in 1 room temperature egg. In you go. Now mix it up on high, let it really get creamed up. Okay, now I have a nice homogeneous, creamy, fluffy mixture. That's perfect. I'm gonna dump in my flour mixture now. And while I do this, I like to give it a head start. Scrape it down. Now there's flour on top and on the bottom. Now mix this on low until almost combined. It's okay if there's some flour hanging out still, because we have to add in our oats, our chocolate, all the delicious stuff. All right, I have about 3/4 of a cup of toasted pecans, and I didn't bother chopping them. You can just crumble them up a little bit if you want. I actually love those big pieces, but it's nice to have a variety, so just crunch them up as they go in. There you go. So you have big pieces, some tiny pieces, it'll be wonderful. Now 3/4 of a cup of sweetened shredded coconut. Don't use the dry stuff. That's great for smoothies. Use this stuff. It's been soaked in like a sugar solution, so it has moisture added in, but also the sweetness. I'm not adding that much sugar to this recipe, so you need the sweetness here. 3/4 of a cup, in you go. I love these cookies, by the way, because they have a little bit of everything. They're not ultra sweet, but they have a good chew and they really fill you up. It's like a perfect grab and go snack. Rounding the corner, we have 1 cup of rolled oats, and these are the big guys, not the quick oats. I think it's nice for the recipe because it really gives it a good chew, and as the dough chills, those oats will like soak up a little bit of the moisture and just be magically delicious. All right, 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. You could use bittersweet if you want, or a combination. And I'm gonna take a handful out, reserve them for later to make the cookies really pretty, and just dump the rest in. Now, lock it into position and just mix on low. We'll finish it off by hand. Get it in there. This mixer's doing a lot of work right now. There we go. So now we have our mixture. It's all ready to go into the fridge, but first, you wanna make sure that no portion is gonna be lacking in chocolate chips or pecans or whatever else. It should all be pretty equal. Cover it up with plastic or a bonnet, and then into the fridge. My cookie dough has been chilling for about an hour, and it's nice and firm. Time to scoop it out. When you chill cookie dough, it will make the cookies spread less, but it also gives those flavors and ingredients a chance to like kind of just hang out, say hello, and come together like a soup the next day. So chill is always very important. I'm using a medium ice cream scoop with a trigger to just plop out little balls of cookie dough. I will be giving them a quick round in my hand. plop, this is a great way for the cookies to all be similarly sized without having to overthink it. Last cookie down, and now you could bake it like this, but I do like to just kind of press it together with my hands, give it a quick roll. Before you pop these into the oven, totally optional, but you can use those reserved chocolate chips and just pop a few on top. They'll look nice and clean and glossy out of the oven. These are gonna bake at 375 for 8 to 10 minutes. The edges will be nice and set and golden too, but the centers will still be soft. They'll continue to set up and to firm up after they come out of the oven. So, into the oven you go. So I have a little confession to make. I've been eating these non-stop off camera. I can't help myself, but for you, I will take a bite. Before I do that, however, if you like this recipe, check out my cookie playlist, all my favorite cookies. And I mean, you're gonna be baking up a storm. There are a lot of good recipes in there. But now it's time for a bite. So good, it's like crunchy, chewy, crispy, amazing. If you like this recipe, hit that like button and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.